I always think of that. We are here. We don't have Wi-Fi trouble.
Wow.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello.
Welcome. We will wait a couple of a little bit. We've got one person. Hello.
Yes. Oh, hello.
I need to see
Oh, hang
how
on.
we need to get this chat up, don't we? This is where we have the
Live
trouble.
chat.
Live
Oh, I
chat.
can see it now.
Mine tends to disappear, but hopefully we will see if anybody pops up. If you are there, say hello. We are here.
Yeah. Let us know what you're drinking.
Yes, I've got just ordinary bog standard builder's tea. What have you got, Emily?
Oh, I've got to remember now. I've got Butterbrew today.
Oh wow, a bit more posh than
Harry
mine.
Potter theme.
Hello, tired mum. Are you tired all the
Hello.
time? Is that why you're called tired mum?
That's a great username.
Oh, Coke.
Ooh,
Fine. It's all good.
ooh, yum. I do
Just
like.
something to keep
Mm.
you going. Right. I think we're about a minute in, so we can start, can't we? So,
Yeah.
welcome. I am Michelle from Shell Star Stitches, and we have here beneath me,
Hi.
but I think it's probably next to me one of these ways.
Yeah, I was going to say you're below me.
Emily from Memory
I'm
Makes.
Yeah, hello, nice to see you all.
Thank you for joining. So this is our first collaboration that we've decided. Not just yarn talks, not with a capital N.
Indeed,
We
indeed.
decided to call it. So if you guys enjoy this, we will probably look to do some more, and we're going to try and alternate, aren't we, Emily, between my channel and your channel?
Yeah, yeah, I think that will work. I've been doing a playlist, so at least they'll all keep together.
Yeah.
So
And I think it's just
yeah,
getting used to all the lives. And I've done a few with last year with my Advent. I've started again this year, but this is your first sort of foray into the world of live, wasn't it? So you wanted to get
have a
yourself used to it
friend.
first.
Oh, definitely. It's very much appreciated.
No, so it's nice for us to get together and actually, because we both said that we love chatting and doing our videos to all of you guys, but obviously it's very one-sided for us. So it's really
Mm.
nice for us to be able to chat to each other, and we've got, we get to know each other, don't we, with all our little chats and our between our YouTube channels. So
We
it's nice,
sure do.
and hopefully we might have some more questions in the chat as well. So we've got a list, haven't we, Emily, of
We
questions.
have, we have. You are so organized. It's amazing.
Literally, I was like, I've got these. What have you got? And you're like, yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much got that, I
a
think.
couple. Yeah.
So,
Oh,
I think we will kick off. So, shall I? I'll ask you for a question first, Emily. So,
yeah.
I've just said your name, but I was going to say the first question I have is your name, your age, or rough age if you would like to keep it secret, and location. So, where you're based for everyone to find.
Yeah, well, I'm in my late 30s. I think it's no surprise when I say a big birthday's coming up next year because, yeah, massive spoiler. But yes, that's my age and location. I'm based in and around Northamptonshire, kind of near Silverstone Grand Prix circuit.
Had to be near a
Um,
motorsport place, didn't it?
of course. How about yourself?
So, yes, as we said, I am Michelle. I'm also celebrating a big birthday next year, the same as you, in my late
Mm,
30s. Yes, yes, the bigger 40 coming in June next year. So, yeah, same as you. So, we are 80s children,
we
best
are
year,
best,
people,
best.
best time.
Yeah.
We knew dial up, we knew cassette tapes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Should have worn my
Oh,
Gremlins top, to be fair, but I
yeah,
didn't.
my Back to the Future one's upstairs. Um,
Oh,
see, 80s kids, we love it.
uh-huh.
And I am on the south coast, so I am a Hove girl, so Brighton and Hove, born and bred. That I've shimmied along the coast a bit where I can actually afford to buy a house. So I'm a bit further along, but by the sea and by the downs, which is yeah lovely. So and I think you're in the country as well, aren't you? So it's quite nice for you to
I
have
am.
the lovely walks. And I saw your frosty walk on your video yesterday. It's the crunching
Yeah.
noise.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It was very, very frosty with the lovely little gift that the farmer left us. Very nice.
That's the trouble, isn't it? We get this when the
Mm.
sort of the fields they spread on the fields, and you get like a waft of it. It's like field time, lovely.
Go to put the washing out. You're like, oh
Yeah,
no, actually.
maybe not today.
No.
So we're kind of at
Oh,
opposite ends, really. So I'm down south, and you're more up north. So like when we met at Kew,
yeah.
obviously sort of travel time. I think mine was just under 2 hours. I think yours was a bit over that, wasn't it, to get down to
It
Kew?
was. Yeah, I think it was because of the traffic. We just hit standstill traffic, and I think yeah, around about 2, 3 hours. It should take us an hour and a half in
Yeah, so
theory.
we're roughly about the same
But
distance between Kew, but you're up and I'm down. So yeah,
yeah,
we're about the
just
same.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Well, there you go, guys. We're in the UK, so it's cold now.
It is, yeah, definitely. We're waiting for snow.
Oh, you will get it. We won't. It'll come down
You
and then yeah.
reckon?
No, we very rarely
Oh,
get it. 40 is not as bad as 30. I've done 40 plus one. Oh, well, we'll come and join you
nice,
soon.
nice.
We'll come and join you soon. Join the 40s club.
Oh yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I might do that whole go into a denial right before it happens.
Well, I did get told by a neighbour that I have a midlife crisis car, so I'm
Yes.
ready.
I think I'm still 21 in my head, so I'm going to continue
Yeah,
to be 21.
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
for sure.
Totally.
Right, I don't know if you've got the list of questions in front of you. If not, I'll just keep it unless you want
I
to
have a
ask.
list of answers, unfortunately. I'm not as
That's fine.
organised as you.
I've got the questions. I'll ask them. Right. So, how long have you been crafting for? So, any sort of
Mm.
crafting,
Oh gosh, I think I started with knitting and crochet. They were kind of the same time,
right?
and I don't know an exact age or an
No,
exact date, but I think I was in single digits, so I was quite young. Um, yeah, I think
so
that's
quite a
quite
while
quite a
then.
while ago. Yeah, but
At
it's
least
had
30
gaps
or
in it.
G's.
Yeah, exactly. It's had gaps in it. So I'm just moving stuff.
Mhm.
There we go. It's had gaps in it. So school and university, I kind of stopped the knitting and
Priority,
crochet and went on to sewing.
homework,
Yeah.
coursework.
Well, that too. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I did spend many, many hours making costumes at university. So
Oh, wow. Is that what
that
you
was
did
that.
in
But
your
no,
university degree, was it?
it wasn't. No.
No? Oh, you just
No.
you just joined Amdram or something and helped make costumes.
Just thought I have all this extra time. Why not make costumes? No.
Brilliant. Why
Yeah.
not? Why
How
not?
about you? When did you start
So,
crafting?
I'm probably the same as you. I remember, cross stitch, I think, was my first one.
Oh,
I remember getting one of those really little tiny kits that's like basic, like 7 years and up. But I used to go to Girls Brigade, round the corner from me, and I remember sitting there and doing like with plastic Ada and like the really thick yarn and the wool and doing cross stitch on that.
wow.
Um, so yeah, I've got to have been probably about 7 or 8, something like that. Um, yeah, so it started with cross stitch, funnily enough. Um, and then yeah, I mean, ventured into all sorts of crafts really. I've got a whole craft room full of stuff. And I will try something new, and hubby will be like, "What you've bought now? Like you've had one, you
Yes.
taught taught yourself to do this. You've done it once, and now you've bought like the entire selection of."
Yup.
Yeah, yeah. So we went from cross stitch to card making,
Oh,
um, and like rubber stamps and things like that. I remember doing a lot of that. Because we used to have a really good craft show that came down to the Brighton Centre, but then they stopped doing it. So it used to be really, really busy, and I used to go there with my mum every year. I think it was every February we used to go, and of course you'd see people do things, and you'd be like, "Oh, I could have a go at that. Let's buy a whole kit."
yes.
So yeah, sewing, cross stitch, card making, candle making. I don't know if you remember because you're an 80s kid. Do you ever remember those boxes that used to be called Get Set? They were called Get Set and they were like a crafting set. I used to have a
I
Get
don't remember them.
No, they used to get them like
No.
in Argos, like when you write your Christmas list through the Argos catalogue.
Yes.
It was in there. It was a Get Set candle making kit. I remember having that. I think one
Wow.
was the was it French knitting? You know when you've got like a little soldier man or something and you go around I think that? Lots,
Yeah.
lots. Yeah, sewing now,
Wow.
scrapbooking, all sorts, yeah, so we
Do you
try
still
our hand.
cross stitch?
I haven't done in a long time, but I've still got kits that I know I want to make and I won't get rid of.
Mm.
I've got, like, a little book that I've kept all my cross stitches in, but,
Wow.
yeah, I need to it's another one to go back to as well. It's need to retire now because I need to be
I
able to
know.
too many crafts and not enough time to do them in.
That's it. Yeah, totally.
You must have a list, though, on top of your knitting and crochet as well of crafts.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've dabbled in embroidery. I have done cross stitching, obviously sewing, um, drawing. Do you class
Oh, yeah,
drawing as
yeah, it's
crafting?
creative. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I'm no good at drawing at all.
No. I
So yeah.
I wanted to get a job as an animator, and I used to draw, like, that's my degree,
Yeah.
animation.
Oh, so
I
you're
used to draw all the time, but because I was trying to make a job of it,
it
it
wasn't
kind of
enjoyable.
exactly, and I've not
Mhm.
really picked up a pencil for a long time. So I've been trying to get back into it, but yeah, it just has that memory for me, and I'm like, no, no, I can't. It's
I'll
just
get you to draw my, imaginary centuries then, because every time I have to draw those, I'm like, "Oh, I'm awful at drawing,"
oh.
honestly.
I
Yeah.
love them. They're great.
Yeah, I'm not too good. Cake making was one similar to you. I did cake making and decorating, and I did some courses, and everyone was like, "Why don't you try and do this?" I'm like, "Ew, this would drive me insane if I did this for a job."
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Yeah.
Stress. It's all right if I want to do it for myself or a few family members make them a cake, but if you then, do it all day every day, it's like, yeah, it doesn't become enjoyable, does it, after a while?
That's it. Yeah, that's exactly it.
No.
Mm.
So you sound like you've been knitting and crocheting a lot longer than me. Because yeah, I mean, we had the next question was how long have you been knitting or crocheting? But it sounds like if that was your first craft, like you said, you can't really remember when you started.
Yeah. I mean, I assume that's my first craft. I don't know. I mean, I do have drawings from when I was probably younger than learning to knit or crochet. It's just the memories. I know what I did, but it's just putting them in chronological order is quite
Yeah.
quite another thing.
So you're a lot more
So
experienced
possibly
than that.
drawing was first, but yeah. Well, you say that. I obviously picked it up and did the basics, but then I had a massive hiatus of not doing it for quite a few years, and then it wasn't until I finished uni that I really started picking them both back up again.
Mm.
And then when we moved into this house was when I really, really started to get back into it
When
properly and buying all
when
the
you hide your
stuff.
stash everywhere, open a cupboard, a ball of water set.
I don't. He looks at it all the time, my partner, and he's like, "Are you going to use it?" Yes, yes, I
Yeah.
promise.
Yeah. I mean, with the
Yeah.
crochet, I remember, and I think I said this to you before. I remember exactly when I started because I was actually off
Yeah.
work for a week, off with stress, and I've just suddenly decided. I started crocheting backwards and forwards in a line, and then I was like, "This seems all right. Let's give a go." And I bought an amigurumi kit. And because I have a bunny, I bought a set of bunnies, and I just decided to just crack on and give it a go. So I taught myself in February 2018. I
Nice.
remember. So I've only been crocheting for what? That's 5 and a bit years now. I remember my mum, she kept trying to teach me to knit, and I could do it very badly. I dropped stitches. I took something around to her recently that I tried to knit, and she was like, "Oh yeah, that stitch. You've dropped one there. You've twisted one there." I was like, "But it's pretty good for me." She's like, "Yeah, it's not bad for you."
Oh,
It was two legs that I joined together. Um, but yeah, she kept and squeaky needles with knitting. She kept trying to teach me
ah,
to squeak, and I'm like, "I'm no good at this." But crochet, I got on really, really well with. I don't know why, but
your
yeah.
crochet is amazing.
Oh,
It's
bless
I'm
you.
always in honestly, I'm always in awe at it. It's amazing.
I'll
I mean, your
just
hat, for example.
do my Toft hat. This didn't take too long actually. It's actually, let me take it off and show you. I'm probably getting a bit hot anyway. I feel like I'm going drunken Santa and it's starting to come off. Yeah, so it got the proper Toft pom pom on the top, which is a really nice fluffy one. Um, it looks a bit weird flat. It looks like a really weird shape.
Yeah, that is odd.
That's a small size, so it's just working out how big your head is really. But it's quite straightforward. It's all double crochet all the way around on that one. So,
Nice.
but
I'm
I'm
rubbish at
scared.
getting gauge right for garments of crochet. I'm terrible at it.
I think that's the trouble, yeah, with garments for sure, like making cardigans and stuff when I've made them. I think I remember doing one, and I think I started it 4 times. We were doing it as a crochet along, and because I kept trying it, I was like, "This is gonna come out too big." Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm very scared to do things a lot of the time. I do see patterns sometimes, and I buy them, and then I'm like, "Oh, I'm too scared to try that. I don't think I'll manage it."
Oh. I'm that way with crochet for sure. With knitting, I'll just
Go.
plow on in. Yeah, because I feel more confident with knitting because I
Yeah.
know I can make the garments and get the gauge. But with crochet, I really struggle to get the gauge. The garments are quite daunting for me.
Yeah,
I wish they weren't.
I've done a couple of jumpers and done some cardigans. But yeah, I think most like I kind of keep sticking to the same pattern, but then I want to try something different because I want a different style jumper. But then I'm like, oh, am I going to make it? I think I'd rather make it too big and then try and shrink it than make it too small.
Yeah. Oh, that. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
suppose that's
It's
an
better
option,
that way.
isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, sure.
Yeah,
definitely.
make it too big. But well, you've definitely got the upper experience with the yarn on me, so I'll come to you for anything. So I've got the next question here of anything particular that got you into knitting or crochet. So was there someone in like us a few, my mum was a knitter. Is there anyone in your family that taught you or is that how you got into it?
Yeah, well, my mom was a knit. Well, she still is. She's very, very good. She taught me how to knit and crochet, and then every Friday when I was young, we used to go to an aunt and uncle's house,
Hmm.
and one of my cousins, I think she crocheted, so I used to sit and crochet with her
Uh,
every Friday, which was nice. And yeah, we're just quite a crafty family, really. So it kind of just, and I've just got to be doing something crafty, which is probably the reason I picked it all back up again, to be honest, because my job is not crafty.
and I think it's quite easy as well, isn't it, when you're sitting on the sofa? Whereas with I mean, I love sewing, but it's like an all-day job. It's like you've got to get everything out, and if you're making something, it's a
Mm.
good like 6, 7 hours you're at the machine for, isn't it? But
Oh, yeah.
crochet, you can sort of you're not making noise, are you? You're just sitting there. What you know, I do. Hubby does get annoyed with me though when he starts to talk to me, and I go 3, 4.
Yeah.
I count. I'm just like, shut up, shut up, on the count.
Yeah, you just count louder, don't you? And then he's like, all right, I'll talk to you in a minute.
But then he starts to say other numbers, and I'm like,
Don't say that. If my partner's watching, he'll start doing that now.
honestly. But I mean, yeah, it's easier to do, isn't it, by sitting sort of on
Mm.
the sofa and you can just relax and do a
Oh,
bit.
yeah.
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 Oh, your son has random ones too. Yeah, it must be a man thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
brilliant.
they think it's funny, don't they?
So what inspired you?
So yeah, so my mum does. She was knitting. She was a knitter. She can crochet, but she can't read patterns. She said. Um,
Ah,
so it's really odd. She can do it. So she can just kind of like pick up a crochet hook and do a few random stitches, but she doesn't know what stitches they are and reading a pattern. So
mhm.
crochet patterns to her are gobbledygook, a bit like knitting patterns to me are. But she didn't really sew in terms of like from scratch. She would alter things. She was taught at school,
Mm.
like when they did textiles. Well, it wouldn't have been called textiles probably back then, but um, yeah, so she does alterations, and like if any of my trousers ever needed taking up or put a new zip in something or whatever. Um, so probably a bit from there, but that's kind of the only thing she does is knitting and a bit of sewing on the machine, really. I mean, although she did work in a playgroup for all of her career, so there was probably a lot of
Oh,
cutting and sticking and sort of crafty stuff for work there. Um, but yeah, I don't really. I mean, my dad did some little paintings when he was sort of younger. I've got a stone that he painted with a bird on because he's a keen twitcher, bird watcher. Um,
oh, brilliant.
I've got this stone that he's painted on the back, and there's to Michelle, and it's from Daddy 1990. I think he painted it. So
Wow.
I've always
Wow.
kept that stone with the bird on the front. But yeah, I don't know really. I think going to things like I mean, it wasn't Girl Guides for me, it was Girls Brigade, but we did crafts there, and I think I just really enjoyed it. And yeah, I was quite happy sitting down and just being quiet and doing things. I wasn't a very noisy child. I was either reading or yeah, doing something quiet. So yeah, and just really as I got a bit older and was working, a bit like you, needed a creative outlet outside of
Mm,
because I've been in an office since I was 18, and you
gosh.
know you get to the point where sometimes people are just a bit too much and you want to sit by yourself.
Totally.
Like, just leave
Yes.
me alone. I used to do a lot of training. I think that was the thing. So it would be like a lot of talking all through the day and then be like, I just want peace and
Mm,
quiet when I come home. So
that's
yeah,
why I like Fridays.
yeah, make cards, send them to friends, do things like that. Yeah.
Amazing.
So and then I've just kind of evolved and gone to craft shows and seen people do things, be like, oh, let's have a go at that. Let's buy the whole set and just go from there, really. But yeah,
Mm.
perfect. So, right, next question. This will be an interesting one.
Oh,
What
can't remember what it is. I'm ready. I'm
Right,
ready.
got this. What made you decide to start a YouTube channel?
Ah, okay. So I don't 100% know why, but a few years ago, I really wanted to do a gaming channel.
My husband is into gaming, so I know. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I really wanted to do a gaming channel because I thought I'm gaming all the time. Why not create a channel?
Like a
But
channel of
then,
you watching you game, or
yeah,
like Twitch is it now, isn't it? Twitch.
yeah, basically, yeah. And then I thought, well, I sit in front of a computer all day at work.
Mm.
I know I come home and sit in front of a computer all day and play games, but the thought of, yeah, I suppose turning it into a job, I don't know, it just kind of didn't quite add up and I wasn't quite feeling it. And then I discovered Knitting Attie's channel. So she's a podcaster, a knitting podcaster. She does
Yeah.
crochet as well, actually.
UK
And
based
absolutely
or
lovely
US?
channel. US,
US. Okay.
yeah. She's really good. And so I watched her channel and I thought, that's amazing, that'd be quite a fun thing to do because I am absolutely rubbish at writing down what yarn I've used and how, when I started a project, I'm rubbish at writing it down.
You have
So
whips. Yeah, you have whips.
coming out my ears. I keep a notebook with every single whip so I know where I am, but I
I,
never write what yarn I'm using when I
I,
started it or anything.
I don't think our brains can fathom each other because you have lots of whips and I have none.
I need tips.
I'm like, I can't do it. I just can't.
Oh, yeah, it gets a bit much sometimes.
Okay,
But
so
yeah,
you wanted to hold yourself accountable then?
basically, yeah. And it's I just thought it might help me actually get some of these projects done because I'm going to start, as you say, feeling a bit more accountable for them. So yeah, and then I discovered Martin from Knit 365
Yeah.
and thought, oh, maybe I can do this. And then I discovered yourself and then thought, yeah, I'm going to give this a go. And then I got a yarn advent calendar and thought,
And then it's a slippery
I'm
slope.
gonna do Vlogmas, yeah. Basically.
How many have you got this year? Four? Four?
I've got 4 this year,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah. My partner keeps saying, "How many have you got? How many have you got?
I love
Just
it.
stop it."
And you
Yeah.
started, wasn't it, this time last year, wasn't it? You started with Vlogmas.
Yeah. Yeah, yesterday was
Happy
the
1 year
30th
anniversary.
anniversary. Thank you. So what inspired you to start?
I started mine. Well, I opened my YouTube channel in August of 2021, but I didn't actually start till September. Um, Look, we were in obviously lockdowns and the throes of the pandemic, weren't we? At that point,
Yeah.
so the job I was in as well, it was an office-based job. It was quite stressful. It was like a trading job.
Mm.
So we were often working like 8 in the morning till 9, 10 o'clock at night. I'm glad I no longer work there. Um, so it was just, I don't know, I think I was suffering. I did suffer, and I've openly said this to people, and I don't mind about talk about mental health, with really bad anxiety. So I was signed off
Mm.
work for a couple of, I think it was 2 weeks, and then a gap, and then another 2 weeks. Did actually go on medication for it as well to help me through. Um, because I just felt it was just getting too much. Like, I think the lockdowns. Unfortunately, my husband's mum, so my mother-in-law, was diagnosed with cancer in lockdown, and we lost her very quickly, like within 10 weeks. So
Oh,
that was all quite a bit of a shock as well. So I think it was just all a culmination of everything, and I just decided I enjoyed my crochet, and I thought, I wonder if anybody else wants to sit and listen to me waffle. So I
that's
started the
fun.
channel and thought, my mate Steph would join because I know she's very supportive, even if it's something she's into crochet now. I've just got her into it. But originally, she was like, "I'm watching these. I don't really know what they are, but they're really, really interesting." So she does watch along now. She might be here in the comments. If she is, say hello, Steph. Um,
Hello.
but yeah, so I thought it was only going to be hubby and Steph following along, and then sort of other people started to join and started to get followers. And I was like, "Oh, do they like listening to me?" Okay.
Oh,
So I carried on. So I was just mainly most of the time is I'm sharing my hauls, as you know. I order constantly. Um, but yeah, project, because the thing for me, I think, because you like for yourself, you have a lot of whips, so it's nice that you can show something different quite regularly. Whereas for me, because I'm working through a project, sometimes I feel like I'm boring people because some can take a while, and I'm like, I've only really got this to show you again. But I suppose it's also seeing how long things take. People can get an idea, but yeah, I just decided to start it because of my mental health, really, and just carried on. Tried to post once a week, every weekend, and yeah, so quite enjoying it. Get to meet other people like yourself. We got together at Q, chatted, and made friends. You make all your crochet friends along the way, and that's a really nice thing, I think, because I could talk to hubby about it, and he'd just be like, "Yeah, okay." You say you find the same. It doesn't interest them, and they're trying to be supportive, but you'd really like to have a good old chat about something crafty and crochet or yarn related. And
oh,
they just don't get it.
definitely.
They just don't.
No, no.
He's the same with
Oh, yeah.
computers. Like he will try and talk to me because he likes building his own PCs, and I'll be like, right, okay, yeah, mm, mm, mm." We've each got our own little thing, but yeah, so that's why I decided, and it's very kind of you to say that you sort of found me, and that helped sort of spur you on because yeah, I think it's just nice to share all these things, and there are people out there, as we both find out, that want to watch and like to come and join us, and I know and probably speak on behalf of you, but we're always very grateful for anyone that comes along and watches our videos. It's just nice to know we've got some crafty friends out there.
Really is. And as you said, I was surprised just that anybody wanted to watch in the first place. It was just me venting, and the fact that people will reach out as well.
Yeah,
It's just so nice, and it just builds a really nice community.
for
It's
sure.
just it's been an amazing journey, but yeah.
Yeah. And when I go back and look at my original videos, I don't know if you've ever gone back and looked at any of yours, but like my first videos, I'm going, um, um, all the way through, and I'm like, God, how did anybody watch these? Like, I'm driving myself mad.
I still do that. I'm still
It's
sitting there going,
it's the nervousness, I think, when you start, even though you're recording it, you just kind of and because, like we've said, it's a one-sided conversation. You haven't got somebody then coming back to you, and then you go from there. It's yeah, but you're quite good with planning yours, aren't you? You normally have. I feel you've got a little bit of paper, haven't you, to the side with
I
your
do
what,
I do have my big notebook in front of me
keeping
every
you on
time.
track.
I know what points I've got to hit, but then I just completely go off on one, and then I'm there for hours.
I'm not even that organised to have a list. I just kind of get all my boxes on the floor, going like, right, what am I going to show you today? What am I going to waffle on about?
Oh, that's exciting though. I love it.
I
I
do.
love
I
seeing
do.
your hauls as well because they introduce me to new
Yeah,
yarn
sorry,
dials and new
I'm an enabler,
crafting
aren't
business.
I?
It's wonderful. Thank you.
I think I've introduced you to a few, haven't I? And I'm just like,
You have
um,
two of my advent calendars.
or is it your Woolly Mamas and your Siobhan's Crafts?
Yep.
I'm so
Thank you.
jealous of the Siobhan's Crafts one, but I can't. 10 grams is too. I've never done it because I feel like, what am I going to do with the 10 gram? I know you obviously get 24 of them, so you end up with 200.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, well, I kind of did a little look on Ravelry to see if I could find anything that would work with 10 grams.
oh, remote teaching videos. Oh
Oh
God,
my
yeah,
gosh, I
that
couldn't
must be hard.
imagine.
Teenagers or young ones? Because teenagers can be the worst, can't they?
Oh, gosh. Oh, yeah, but a cowl for 10 grams, I
So will you
think.
just keep joining them? I assume you'll just keep joining as you go. So you'll start with one.
Yeah, kind of
Yeah,
make it a bit stripy. Yeah.
lots of ums and ahs. Yeah. You're not
Yes.
human unless you and ah. I mean, we're not exactly TV
Exactly.
presenters, are we?
No, no. Oh, I love it.
Oh yeah, I am jealous. I'm looking forward to watching your Siobhan's Crafts one because yeah, I've never 5-year-olds. Oh my god,
Oh, bless.
bless you. 5-year-olds in lockdown. How do you keep their attention? Honestly, yeah, I literally will hold my hands up and bow down to any teachers or anything during lockdown. Honestly, you guys have
Mm,
such a tough job. Um,
definitely,
yeah.
definitely.
Now you can start a YouTube channel. There you go. If you've had practice
Yeah.
with 5-year-olds. Yeah, rather 5-year-olds than
Oh,
teens. Yeah,
true.
teens are horrible, I find. I don't
Yeah.
remember being that horrible as a teenager. I don't know. I don't know if it goes in waves or I don't speak for them all. There are probably some very young, polite, nice teenagers, but
I think if my parents are in here, I think they might be, they will tell you that I was sulky.
oh, I was very
Yeah.
shy as a teenager, really
Really?
shy. Yeah.
Oh, I
Mm.
went backwards. I started off quite boisterous and then I went shy. It's
Oh,
weird.
wasn't until I started working in a Saturday job that I sort of had to come out of myself because I had to help customers. But I was really shy before that. So,
Yeah.
well, I look forward to seeing it. Will you
Wonderful.
start your cowl after Christmas, or will you? Do you think you'll wait a bit before you start?
Probably after Christmas on that one, I think, because I've
Mm.
just cast on the Zakami Yarns one. So I just make sure
I
the
know the chat
messaging
keeps
doesn't in.
disappearing, so if we miss anyone, we're sorry. It pops up and then
Started home
disappears.
Edding 7-year-old in
Oh,
August. Oh
really?
gosh, that must be, yeah, a lot of ladies at
Crazy.
work were home educating their kids, and they were struggling.
Well, we had a lot of like I know
Can't
my neighbours
imagine.
next door have got 3 kids, so they're trying to do home education and work from home all at the same time.
Yeah.
It's
Can't
yeah,
imagine what it must have been like.
no, honestly. Right, next question. Okay. I think you had a question, didn't you? Oh, I'm going to move this
Oh,
question
did
up because
I?
it's in relation to the YouTube channel. Where did your
Oh,
username come from?
oh gosh. Username, right. So Memily is a nickname that I was one of the kinder nicknames I was given as a child. You know how it goes. And it just sort of stuck. And I don't know, everybody just started calling me it at work and stuff like that. So it just stuck.
Mm.
And then when I was trying to think of a name for my Instagram, actually, I was saying to my partner, I don't know what to have it as. And I came up with like a really fancy name. And I was just kind of thinking, I don't know, it just doesn't quite gel. And
Yeah.
then my partner was sitting at his computer as he does and just reeled it off. He said, why not try Memily Makes? And I was like, actually, that's really good. So I owe it to him. I owe the thanks to my partner for that one.
Fair dues. Also, with I know you probably find the same with being an Emily and me and Michelle. When you try and find a username for anything, you're like Michelle 1065 because everyone else has taken the.
Yeah, quite a popular name, yeah. So
Mhm.
I was quite lucky that no one had taken Memily Makes,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is quite
Okay. So
handy.
nickname. Okay.
Yeah,
Mm.
how about you?
So I started my not my YouTube, my Facebook. So I started my cake one first because I was doing
Mm.
cakes, like sort of back from about 2012. Um, so that was Shell Star Cakes. So it's still on Facebook, but I don't really post to it because I'm not doing cakes much. But so the Shell is because I'm Michelle, and a lot of people call me Shell, or my friend Steph calls me Shelly Woo. So that's where that came from. The star is, you can see.
I like that. I like
So
that.
these two. I remember getting this and my dad thinking it was fake when I went home. He was like, "Is that real?" I was like, "Yeah."
Oh,
So these are my two granddads when I lost them. So
oh,
Grandad Joe and Grandad Eric. So that I said the only reason I ever wanted a tattoo for me personally, because each to their own, was for people when I lost them. So my mum's like, "Oh, you're gonna have like a starburst all down your arm." I said, "Yeah, they're gonna get gradually smaller." She was like, "Well, where am I gonna be?"
oh, bless her.
So it's yeah, so that's where the star came from because I got the first. I only
Oh,
had one for a bit, and then obviously got the second. They were 2 years apart, so that's where the star. And the stitches was because I started my sewing page. It was a sewing page before it was my crochet. So then I started to lump all my crochet in. So that's why my logo has got like the old fashioned vintage sewing machine in it.
yeah,
So I got the two logos to be the same sort of thing, but one's got a cake and one's got a sewing machine. So yeah, kind of
love
same as you.
that.
It's so difficult to decide, and then you kind of think I'm going to be stuck with it if you know.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, and it must be an absolute nightmare to rebrand as well. So as you say, you're stuck with it. You gotta you gotta get it right.
Yeah. So I was just like, Shell Star, that'll do. Because I was thinking Starry Shell, and then I was like, I'm not sure on that. So yeah, it was Shell Star. Um,
Oh, I love it.
yeah, so that's where that one came from. Right, what have I got next? Oh, right, this will be interesting. Favorite companies?
Oh, well, I think we all know what the first one is gonna be.
Go on.
Fast, obviously. I mean, I think we're both I mean, yeah, you can just about see them up
You're
there, I
back.
think.
Yeah.
They're all darkened, but they're up there. Yeah, definitely Toft.
Did you
Um,
sign off quite more recently, didn't
it
you?
was fairly recent, yeah, I think it was last year. A couple of it must have been
Me and
sort of
Martin going
May,
on.
June-ish. Yeah, it was Martin, and then I was making Bo, the Chinese dragon, and I
Yes.
got really confused trying to make him, and that's how I found you because I googled Bo, the
The
Chinese
Chinese
dragon, and your
dragon.
video came up, and I was like, "Oh, amazing!" And then
Somebody's done a
I was
video.
hooked. Yeah. Oh, I still haven't made him, but
Have you not? I
no.
think I started it because he came out for Chinese New Year, didn't he? Which is in
Yeah,
February. I used to have a mate who
yeah,
used to go back home. And I started him afterwards, but then I was like, I'm determined to get him done because he was quite a different make because you had the invisible rose and the because of obviously him bending and you making that.
yeah.
Um, oh well, I'm glad
It
Bo
was
brought you
fun.
over to me.
I know, so am I. It was great. You were pretty much my entire watching throughout Vlogmas 2022. I was like, this is amazing.
All my different yeah, I didn't find Toff till it was funny enough just before lockdown. Somebody bought me a kit. It was probably we went up to a little craft thing. I think it was February 2020, so literally just as lockdown hit. And
Gosh.
Arlo the otter she bought me.
Oh,
And I did make him straight away. And then I was like, what is this Toft brand? And I remember going up to Ali Pally for sewing purposes a few years before, and Toft had they used to have their stand out in the front, and I
Mm.
remember sort of clocking them and not really paying much attention because it was crochet and I wasn't crocheting at the time. But yeah, it's funny what you remember because I went up there and just bought sewing supplies.
Wow.
But yeah, so Toft was March 2020 really for me that I found them. But yes, slight obsession now.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I think
By
the
the
only other
fact
company I can think of
that
in terms
Kerry
of big companies is Lovecraft. That's the only other one I could think of.
yeah, I used to like Deramores before they went,
Yes.
and obviously Lovecraft took on some of Deramore's stuff because I did a crochet along one year with Deramore's. So I used to really like those. Yeah, Lovecrafts. I love Wool Warehouse as well for supplies.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I
They
think
are
they're really
great.
reasonable, and they often do sales and whatnot and things like that. I'm trying to think. Yeah, tough as companies go. Wee Willy Wonderfuls for me. That's how I got into crochet.
Oh,
I
brilliant. We're just reading that. Oh, it's gone. They
yeah, it
don't stay
does.
on very long, do
No, it's
they?
really annoying. We're trying to read your comments, but they pop up and disappear for us.
Yeah.
Oh, one of my favourite makes is by my year challenge has been to create all the animals from the Chinese zodiac. Oh, brilliant. Well done.
Oh, amazing, amazing.
Um,
S
yeah, Wee Willies for me because I that was the very first bunny kits that I made. And Lisa only had a very small company at the time with maybe 3 or 4 kits, and now she's got masses, and that's who I pattern test for.
That's
So when I'm doing
amazing.
my testing, yeah, I love Lisa's kits. I found it actually quite difficult to go from her patterns to Toft, believe it or not,
Ah,
because how they were
intriguing.
written. Because Kerry tends to put her colour change after the stitches.
She
Um,
does, yeah.
she will be like, do 12 DC in cream, and you're like, oh, I've just been doing them in charcoal. Oops. Which
Yeah.
on the Sundra Tiger, I can't say it. Yeah, the tiger one that I did. Oh, so if you've done the zodiac, be careful of the tiger one because the color changes.
Oh,
But yeah, I've got used to it now. But it was just I found that Lisa used to list her colors first and say change to this color, whereas and then I was reading Kerry's and I'm like, what? What's going on here?
oh.
But yeah, that's the only other company I think for me. I mean, there's loads out
Mm.
there, isn't there? And it's just getting the exposure and time to actually sit and do them as well. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, that's what I find quite useful about watching loads of other people's channels and also reading the comments because people come up with such amazing suggestions that I've never heard of, and it's like opening whole new worlds, and it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, that one isn't. Oh, you've done the tiger, have you? And Rickarumi, yeah, it does. It is interesting how people write
Ah,
their patterns. Um,
Rikarumi. I didn't realise they did patterns. See,
yeah, they do
mind blown.
little pattern books. I've got one from Hobbycraft, funnily enough, a
I
little
had
one that's
loads of their
space.
yarn.
Mm. Yeah, they do like little pattern
Oh,
leaflets. I think they're leaflets, aren't they, rather than actual books? Nat Jane, you can confirm, or Tired Mum, you can confirm for me in the comments. But yeah, Rickarumi do patterns as well. They're even
mm.
Hobbycraft. Like you can go on. I didn't realise till recently. Hobbycraft have lots of free patterns. On the oh, you're doing the advent calendar. Oh, Rickarumi do an advent calendar as well. Oh, don't tell Emily.
Oh, do they? Oh, do they?
That'll be one for the list next year.
Oh, yeah.
You'll have 6 next year.
Oh, don't. I must behave. Zakama Yarns are putting a 10% off 2024's calendar, so I'm like, oh no.
Oopsie. Oopsie.
Yeah. Oh, crochet along box as well. Oh,
So that
that
leads
sounds
me on
good.
to after favourite companies. So I'll team these into 2 questions. We've got here
Mm.
favourite yarn suppliers and or hand dyers and favourite supplies, for example, hooks. So let's go with your hand dye first. Oh yes, crochet will take over, Tide Mum. Crochet is life. As the guy from Ted Lasso would say, football is life, crochet is life.
Right.
So
I do have a
favourite yarn
couple of
suppliers.
oh no, favourite yarns. I think I found it really hard. Well, I always find it really hard when someone asks favourite yarn dye, favourite yarns.
Yeah,
It's really hard. So, yarn dyers, I would say the yarn artist would definitely be top kind of, well, I wouldn't say top of the list because they're all kind of amazing for
one of
different
half.
reasons because they all have different inspirations. So it's great. But the yarn artist is definitely because her yarn was the first yarn hand dye yarn that I ever bought, and she dyes yarn inspired by paintings, which is quite
Nice.
near and dear to my heart. So
Yeah.
yeah, that one. I mean, It's really hard to think of a list of them all. So Fruitful Fusion, absolutely love Ishrat's yarn. I've met Ishrat a couple of times now, and she's such a wonderful lady. Boscastle yarn, Tanya is amazing. If Tanya's in here, hello. Oh gosh, what am I think? Zakami yarns, Siobhan Crafts, I'm sure you know. Woolly Mama, Toff, they're kind of favourite yarn. I do have another one down here, I'm sure, because I didn't want to forget Bird Street yarn. I love Bird Street
Okay.
yarn, amazing. Yeah, I could be here all day reeling off names. It's really hard to pin down
But your
complete
palette
favourites.
is maybe more, do you prefer sort of pastels rather than brights, or are you quite happy with a mix of all sorts?
Oh, oh yes, I agree. Yarn Artist Christmas ones are absolutely stunning. Yes. I It's a mixture really. It depends what mood
Yeah.
I'm in. I
Okay.
love because I'm quite a neutral dresser. I'm not today, obviously, but I'm quite a. I wear lots of blacks and neutrals, but I do try to step it up.
Mm.
But if I'm wearing darker colours, I'll tend to spice it up a bit with a really jazzy shawl or something. So
Yeah.
I love the jazzy colours, love the busy colours, but I also love a neutral,
Yeah.
or like the paler pastel colours. I'm all over the place. It's really hard. How about you? Favourite yarns?
So obviously, there's like you say, it's hard to list a load. So I think what was the first hand dyers I think I've bought was a Miss B's one, but I think she's just closing up shop now. I think for family and stuff, she's now closing up. I think
Mm.
that's how I found her. I think there was a Toft crochet along, and it was Miss B's yarn.
Wow.
Then somehow I managed to find Siobhan's Crafts. I'm absolutely obsessed with Siobhan's, and she will even say that because, like, when I go to her stall, her dad's like, "Oh, it's you again, Michelle. You're here." I go to Unravel. I think last year it wasn't as bad this year, but last year I think I had 4 orders to collect at Unravel. Plus, then I bought more while I was there. Um,
Amazing.
yeah, so Siobhan's, Woolly Mamas I found not long after, and I love Cassie's yarn. Hence, this third year running, I've had her out then because hers is my absolute favourite. Um, yeah, so Siobhan's, Woolly Mamas. I've just been having Discreet Unicorn. So Miriam, she does really lovely colourways as well. My sort of cup of tea with the brights. And I've just been having a monthly club of sparkle yarn from her. Um, yeah, Discreet Unicorn. Spectrum Fibre, who is a lady called Bryony, who I found literally lives around the corner from me.
That's so good. I love that. That's so
Her
good.
updates would go up and all of her stuff would sell out really quick because she'd do quite small updates because she's just had it. Well, he's about 18 months, 2 years now, her son, but she just obviously started a family, so time wise. But when I looked and I was like, oh, I'm going to sign up to a subscription so that I can actually get to try her yarn. And then I looked and I was like, can I come and collect rather than you risking raw mail? I was like, you're literally 5 minutes down the road from me. So, which is quite nice because again, she's like, oh, we should get a cuppa and do some crochet and stuff after Christmas. So we're going to try and do that, which is nice. But and obviously, I've never tried but you dye your own yarns, don't you? So you
Mm.
actually have a yarn shop, don't you?
I do. It's very, very small, but yes, I do.
So
Yeah.
on Etsy, is it based, isn't it?
It is, yeah, yeah. I'd love to get a website for it, but you've just got to have enough coming in to warrant the overheads, really.
Yeah. So
But
do you do a regular stocking of that as well as all your crafting, or do you just
um,
kind of as and
as and
when?
when, really,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, if a colourway sells out, I will try my best. Obviously, that comes to the top of the list before anything else. Um, but I've just been so busy with work lately that I just haven't had chance to put out loads of new colorways because last year I was really active with putting out the new colorways and everything like that. So it has been difficult with work.
Mm,
But you've got to do what pays the bills, haven't you? Which is a
yeah.
shame.
I mean, I've given
Mm.
because I bought a kit from Siobhan's Crafts for dyeing your own yarn, which I can only do it out in the garden because I don't trust myself indoors. Which is still even more difficult because between the garden and the kitchen for when I have to steam the yarn, I have a light grey carpet. So
Oh.
I'm trying to make it sort of like an outdoor summer activity. And my first one, just all the colours blurred, it was too wet. But I really enjoy it now. So I have sat out there sort of in the sun but funny enough, I gave my mum a steamer that I'd never used, like a 3-tier vegetable steamer. And then I saw
Yeah.
somebody say, you can use that for your yarn. I'm like, Mum, can I have my steamer back? She's like, yeah, I've not used it. So I was like, I can
So
plug that
clever.
in the electric in the garage and just sit out in the garden and steam it out there.
Perfect. Oh, I'm
It's
looking
fun,
forward
isn't
to
it?
seeing more.
Really fun.
yeah, it is so much fun to do.
Mm. And that way, if you want a particular colour, you could be like, "Oh, I'll just dye it myself."
My For Fox's Sake jumper, I dyed all the colours for
Did
that because I
you?
wanted a specific
Brilliant.
colour, yeah. But yeah, it is really handy to know how to do.
Yeah, it is,
Yeah,
and it is
and
just
fun.
again, it's another element of the creative side, isn't it? Having a go at actually, and also then I find, I don't know if you found the same. When you first try it, you're in awe then of these people that manage to replicate all these yarns. And you think, how do they do this? This is so difficult.
Self-striping yarn, I that is my goal. Self-striping, I would love to. I've got it in my head on how to do it, but I
Okay,
just haven't dared try it yet.
I
I
don't
did try
spin. No.
spinning.
Oh, you've tried spinning.
I have tried spinning, yes. Um, one of the See, I'm not that versed in all the terminology or anything, but is it a drop spindle, the one with the stick and then the circular bit and there's a hook on the end? Yeah, I think that's what it's called. I haven't
Uh,
done a lot.
I remember that you need like fibre for that, don't you? A
Yeah,
bit like because Siobhan sells them, doesn't she? I can't remember what they're called, but they're like the
yeah.
twists that are
Ooh,
yeah.
yeah, I
Oh,
forgot
look,
what they're called
Tired
as
Mum's
well.
trying to get us into another craft here. Thank you. I did with the hand dyeing. I went to the Toft Q workshop where they did the looping, and
Right.
I did replicate that because I what I did was I laid the skein out and tried to see where and measure where the sort of change of colours were. So I did manage to
Yeah.
dye my own looping. And I took it along to show Kerry at I think Ali Pally year before last, but yeah, it is difficult when you think that. I mean, Jess at Toft dyes all of the hand dyes for Kerry. It's just Jess, and she does 700 hand dyes per quarter. That's how many she does, and I'm just like, oh my god,
It's
I'm trying.
unbelievable. She must start as soon as the last quarter ended. She must do.
But then Kerry will then throw in like, I'm doing a queue. I want this to be a hand
Yes.
dye.
Surprise!
Okay, add that to the list. So
Yeah.
we ought to get some more hand dyers. We definitely need to find some more. There's loads. I mean,
Oh,
like
yeah.
the thing with only having 2 yarn shows really down here that I can get to, it's difficult to find people sometimes. I mean, you
Yeah,
tend
I'm
to
quite lucky because
you're lucky.
we have family, but well, my partner's from York, so we have family up in that direction. So obviously Yorkshire Yarn Fest, when they have one, we can go up there.
Mm,
Um, I think they've got one in Harrogate as well, Knitting
yeah,
Stitching Show
there's
in
Harrogate,
Harrogate.
there's Yarndale as well, isn't there? Which a lot of them are all up north.
Ah,
A
yeah.
lot of them are, and this is the thing I get unraveling. Unravel comes down in February and September, but February is the better one. There's
Okay.
more people there,
Hmm.
and then Ali Pali. That's the only one
Yeah.
really in my sort of area to get to. So
Both ones
probably
I need to go to.
probably good for my bank account though that I can only
True.
go to 2 a year. One in February and one in October.
True. I went to
That,
Strollen and Volla the other weekend, and I was like, "Oh my gosh."
that's
Oh,
dangerous, isn't it? If you
just
find
just
somewhere near
don't.
you. Yeah, you have to travel to them all,
That's
unfortunately, don't
true.
you? Yeah,
Birmingham.
need to make it like a crafty weekend trip if you can. Obviously, money allowing for people, but yeah, it is
Exactly,
difficult sometimes to
exactly.
get to
That's
these.
it, yeah.
Don't try because we find that a lot with the Toft workshops. I think people tend to be a bit disgruntled that they're down in London, but London is quite easy for quite a few people to get to, and I'm like, please don't move them further up north. I
No.
do go to the Warwickshire one because it's too far away.
Yeah, I didn't even realise that was happening because that would have been quite an easy that's easier for me to get to than London is.
Keep your eyes
Um,
peeled for this year. I mean,
yeah.
there's a few more. So, favourite suppliers, so like hooks and things and stuff like that. Have you got any favourite
Oh,
you like to use or you recommend?
um, so in terms of tools, I have gathered some stuff, but in true me style, it is spread around. Oh, I missed that comment. What's that?
Near Toft HQ, are you? Can't
Oh,
go there
nice,
anymore.
nice.
They're not allowed now.
Nice
Well, you can
unit.
go and collect orders, but oh nice. Blue Fern Yarns, Giddy Yarn, Attic Spin Dye. I've
Oh,
heard of Attic Spin.
yes, Attic Spin Dye, Giddy Yarns. Yep, I got their is it their blue tit yarn that I got? It was one of their monthly ones that I just really, really liked the look of. But yeah, oh, I love yarn dye suggestions. Right, tools. So I'll start with hook. My favourite hooks are probably these. They're Furls Streamline. Am I blowing out?
No, I can see that.
Um,
Yeah, Fell Streamline. Yeah.
and I'll just show you one. They are absolutely beautiful,
Wowzers.
but they're the ergonomic handles. So they just make crochet so much easier for me, but they
Resin?
are resin.
Resin.
So I wouldn't recommend dropping them because just
They literally
not an
just
idea to drop. I've never dropped one, but I'm paranoid if I do drop it, it's just going to shatter. Yeah, I know. And in terms of knitting needles, it's got to be these ChiaoGoo interchangeable red lace. They are just amazing. I love them. 100%. Yeah.
Nice.
So those are my go-tos in terms of needles and hooks. Although hooks-wise, I do also love Knit Pro.
Which the Toft ones all are Knit Pro, yeah.
They are Knit Pro, aren't they? Yeah. So budget friendly, absolutely fantastic. They do the job. Brilliant.
Yeah, because I started with the Toft hook. I had some ergonomic ones, but I found them a bit too thick. Toft one I really liked, and then I googled and found they were Knit Pro ones, so I bought myself a Knit Pro set. So I was using those for a long time, and then I've now I've got them here. I didn't get my case out, but I've got the whole case set of tulip Etymos.
I've heard about them. I've never tried them myself.
I hadn't until I went to Kew. I think it was this time last year, and it was a lady called Charlotte, who was there at Natural History Museum last week. Hello, Charlotte. Suggested them, and I was like, but do they make a difference? Because I'd heard people go, oh, you know, and then she was like, yes. So I ordered one off Wool Warehouse when I put in an order, and I thought, oh, I'll try it. Yes, they are. They are like butter. I find they catch less because, you know, sometimes, I mean, cheaper yarn obviously does this anyway, but when you're crocheting something and just it's not, this is very fluid, is all I'm going to say. Do you know, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Just makes it smooth and quicker to crochet. Not that I want to rush through it, but yeah. But these are obviously like £7 each. But I did buy a set of, I think it starts at 2 or 2.5 mil up to a 6. So I think there's about 10 hooks in there for £78. So actually, I was like, it's worth me buying it. Then yeah. But Wool Warehouse do these a lot, so. I have got a couple of spare. I've got 3 and a 4 mil and a 5 mil, I think, spare. But I also do like this one.
Yes.
So this is an acrylic handle on a prim hook. So this is from Patsy Creations, who I met a lady called Sophie at the Kew workshops, and her dad makes these. So they've just opened their website. So they were doing them sort of like we were chatting to her and making to order. So, but as you can tell, I'm wearing a purple jumper. I love the purple, but and again, it just
beautiful.
So nice to use, and like you with probably yours, and you can see their ergonomic sort of handle with that. So it's so comfy to use. And the only tool I have, which me and my husband called my drug dealer scales.
Yes, scales, amazing. Yes.
So my friend actually got these on that, you know, that big shop that everyone orders from that Jeff Bezos owns.
Oh yes, yes, that wonderful shop.
So yeah, because for weighing, especially for pattern testing, I need to sometimes weigh what's left over, and it's like really minimal. So, and also when I'm trying to sort of use, I mean, I've been saying this to you about 100-gram skeins for socks. When I'm trying to balance out and make sure that I've used half the skein and I'm not going over, the drug dealer style scales
So good.
are the perfect ones for weighing small amounts. So yeah, those is a really good tool. I find for me.
Need to get myself a small one. I'm still using kitchen scales.
Well, I was, and then my friend sent me a picture. She's like, "Oh, I've just ordered myself some scales." And when I looked at them, I was like, "Actually, that's a really good idea especially for the pattern testing." So, yeah, I think they were only £7 or £8. So
fabulous. Oh, yeah,
they're small as well.
It's going on the list.
I'll send you a link later.
Thank you.
Right, favourite, most proud project to date.
I really struggled. Also, coffee scales. Yes. I really struggled with this. I really did. But because I was thinking, should I show the one that I've done that's got the most differences in, like my Stephen West Mystery Knit Along, the first one I did, because I was so proud of that, or my Pink Fizz. But then I thought, no, I think the one that means the most to me is this one.
Oh, no.
And this is the Af Miley sweater. It's a little bit small for me now, but basically in 2017 I had a little emergency and I wasn't very well for a little time. I'm not going to go into too many details, but basically when I came home, this was on the needles at the time, and it saw me through my recovery because this was what I was working on at the time. I couldn't do anything else, so
Mm.
this saw me through a really rough time.
Nice.
And yeah, it's really special, and it's colour work. It was the first colour work I
Oh,
did,
that's so
so
interesting. I
yeah,
love that.
I
Brilliant.
was really proud of it.
Yeah,
But
it's
yes,
lovely.
that's my most proud. I do have a crochet one as well.
Go for it. Go on.
I'll sneak it in. It's nothing fancy, but it's the biggest project I've ever made. Is it the right way around? Yeah, so it's my
Intriguing.
blanket. There you
Oh,
go.
lovely.
And that
Nice.
is, what is it called? I have written it down. Ariel's Square Blanket by Deborah O'Leary. So that's the
Lovely.
first blanket that I made. I might put it on actually because my legs are getting
I was
cold.
going to say, yeah, it's getting chilly now, isn't it? My tea's gone cold. We
Yeah.
are going to overrun
Perfect.
slightly, people. So do feel free if you want
Ah,
to hear. But we're going to carry on nattering until we finish our questions.
oh yeah, yeah. Hopefully we won't run over because you've got to do your live at
That's fine. Live at 5. Live at 5.
live at 5. We'll be done
Hiding,
by then. We'll try.
hiding away from all the spoilers.
Yeah, I'm excited to see yours. Come on.
Right, so I picked 2.
Yeah.
So they're kind of similar. So I suppose the one that I finished probably more recently, and this is huge, and it's probably not going to show on the screen, but
Oh, I think I know what it's going to be. Yes.
I'll hide me so you can see.
Oh, I
So
love that so much.
my Marauders map, because I started this last November the 5th, got COVID. Hubby had a football injury and he had to go into hospital to have his face reconstructed. That's how bad it was. So I did like 2 days and then stopped. Picked it back up again on New Year's Eve last year and tasked myself with like 5 rows a day because it's 225 rows and it's 180 stitches wide. So, and I finished it by like the 25th of Jan. I think it took me like 28 days or something, but it's
Oh,
intarsia, as they call it, crochet. So you're going backwards and forwards, but obviously trying to make the picture. It's if you go wrong, you know, especially with the lettering, it's not going to read right.
no.
There was a lot of occasions where I had to tell hubby to shut up. I did print out the pattern and I was colouring it in with a pencil, so I did end up sticking together like A4 sheets of paper with sellotape to try and. But I'm so
Great
glad I
idea.
finished it and persevered with it. So yeah, I'm really, really proud of that. But it still needs a back because I am not weaving in all these ends. Like, no way.
Totally
Look,
with you there.
so I'm nearly finished the back. I'm probably only about 20 rows off the back. So I might end up doing that in between, you know, that period in Christmas and New Year where nobody knows what day it is. Then
I
I'm going
love
to
that blanket.
stitch them together. But somebody actually went to me, one of my friends, like, it's 40,500 stitches. They're like, you're seriously going to do another 40,500 stitches just to hide the ends? I'm like, absolutely. I'm not doing that again. Not doing that. So that's my most recent.
It's beautiful, that.
Thank you. The other one, on a similar vein. So this was my first ever mosaic crochet. And it works same way as intarsia. So basically, it's a bit like cross stitch. You've got the grid, you've got the graph paper, and just all the colours. This was from a knit and natter group I found in lockdown, and all the ladies convinced me, like, yeah, sign up to this. We'll all keep each other going. Muggins here was the first one and the only one to have finished. They all buggered off and left me. And I was like, I think 7 rows took me 4 days, and it almost ended up in a corner of the other side of the room and with me in tears because I was like, I just can't get this. But I
Gosh.
persevered with it.
Oh my gosh.
So
That's amazing.
it's called The Queen Cow, and it's by a lady called Tina, and I cannot for the life of me say her surname because I think she's Swedish.
Right.
Yeah, if anyone wants it, I can post a link, or it's in one of my videos. But yeah, she does a lot of mosaic crochet, and this is a small version. So some people did the big. So
That's
this was all
incredible.
Stylecraft yarn as well. But actually, I love how neat it is on the back. There's no ends.
Wow.
So there was no ends to weave in, which was it, apart from at the ends, but they got sort of caught in this border. So that's the back.
That's I'm blown away. That's amazing.
This was like, yeah, this was my first ever one. And it was more, I think, the fact that I was proud that I was the first and only one to finish. Yeah,
Oh,
carrying
nice.
solid, yeah. I had to be careful carrying ends inside on the Marauders map because it's burgundy and cream. You don't want to see the burgundy under the cream. That was where I had the trouble. But yeah,
Mm,
so this queen cow was, yeah.
beautiful.
I've got a picture of me proud as punch finishing it that hubby took, and I'm like, finished.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
that's amazing. That.
But yeah, so those are my two really because it's all right. The lights just changed because hubby has a smart setting set up.
Yes.
I think it's let me Siri, let there be light. Siri, no, she's not going to turn it on. Let me find a switch. Gone in the dark.
I have a similar setup here. We have Google. Just make sure it doesn't go off.
I've got this button. He said you could push this button, but I don't know which one is. That's it. I might just have to be in the dark now.
You're not that dark. You actually look all
Person.
right.
He was like, push these buttons, and these buttons do absolutely nothing.
They set all these things up and they don't actually tell us the right instructions.
Thing is, I didn't think it would override and turn me dark. I don't know what I'm pushing now. I'm just turning on all these sorts of things. I could probably do it on the other.
Oh, right, no worries. No.
That's fine. We'll carry on with questions while I find out. Don't say the A name. What's the A name? Have I missed
What my
something?
phone is.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just gonna pour myself some more tea. You
That's
might
all
hear
right.
some dribbling.
They're always no, you can just say Siri now. You don't have to say hey Siri.
Oh, that one. Ah, yes.
Yeah. But I was trying to do it the other day and I end up having an argument with her because she just ignores me or goes, mm-hmm. I'm like, that's a bit rude. Mm-hmm. I've got a home app on here. Let me find the home app and then I can turn the lights back on.
Yes. Oh,
Right, lights, here we go. Literally.
it's amazing.
Like, there we go. Hey!
Hey.
Back. She's out of the dark and into the light. He likes it very. This is why I have my craft lamp.
The sulky teen version.
I probably have. I've got the Australian lady because I can't stand the British or American lady. Yeah, this is why I have craft lamp because he likes it really dark, and then I have to have craft lamp.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Well, I'm going to kind of swap this around because I think
Oh.
we want to swap this around.
Ah, yes, now I see where you're going.
Other hobbies. Any other hobbies that you like to have?
Oh, well, I'm just double checking. So I think a lot of people have noticed that I enjoy motorsport. I am a huge fan of motorsport. So I do like to go to the races, which is pretty handy. I used to marshal, so I used
Okay.
to be one of those people in orange with the flags. But yeah. But I used to do that at Donington, which is a track near
Oh
Derby,
yeah, Donington. Yeah.
when I lived up in Birmingham sort of direction.
Mm.
But now I actually live near a racetrack. I don't marshal, so it doesn't
Right.
make any sense.
So you're nice and close, aren't you?
I know exactly. I couldn't get closer, really. But there we are. Other hobbies. I like fitness. I
Yeah.
like running, swimming, cycling, yoga.
Mm.
Yeah, just trying to think of any other hobbies.
Anything else?
Crafting.
Anything else that's littered around your home, perhaps?
Oh, possibly Lego.
Okay. I knew
Bingo.
about that one.
Yes.
Where is that one? Keep what seen. Was it your Saturn V in the corner of your photo?
Yeah, possibly. I don't think it's poking in at the minute,
Not
is it? It
today.
might be actually. Just
Could
about
normally
there.
see something.
Yeah, maybe a smidge of Titanic, but no, not today. How about yourself?
So yeah, so probably so I've just joined back up to the gym recently. I stopped before lockdown, which worked out quite well because the gym folded anyway. But yeah, yoga. I used to like Zumba, yoga, sort of dancey because as a kid I did from 2.5. I did ballet, tap, modern, so I was very dance orientated. Yeah. Um, Went back to it as an adult, then moved over here, then struggled to find somewhere. It's very difficult to find adult classes that kind of cater to someone coming back to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I went to a ballet one, and I don't remember any of the French terminology. So, and this was kind of like you could tell some of the girls like probably maybe didn't quite make professional, ex-professional, and they knew all the French. And I was and I did at Point for a while as an adult, and I really enjoyed that. So yeah, Zumba yoga. There's no Zumba classes over here now, so I'm doing yoga and Pilates.
Yeah.
So yeah, yoga on a Tuesday, Pilates on a Friday, which starts back in January. Um, yeah, Lego, the same as you. Yeah, I have quite the Lego obsession now. Um, Mine is Harry Potter based. I sent Emily a picture in the week of my shelves just in the living room. I have 5 shelves full of, and that's not everything. Um, yeah, so Lego would be another one. I'm trying to think. I had something else then in my head and I've forgotten what I was going to say. Um, yeah, just journaling. I do a bit of journaling, but that's more for my mental health. I would sort of do journaling, and it did get me through a really rough period actually. Doing like prompted journals. I did bullet journaling for a while, and then I found it to be too much of an aggro to sit there and do my spread every month. I was like, I've not got enough commitment for this. So people have got ones now that is kind of pre-prepped. So yeah, quite into that. Found some good companies. And a bit of Animal Crossing on the Switch, I have to say. My friend got
Yes,
me into that.
gaming.
Gaming? You didn't say gaming.
The Switch. You've got Animal Crossing on the Switch.
Yes. Do we
Oh,
need to
we'll
add
have
each
to.
other?
Yeah, we
Okay.
do.
My friend Steph got me into that. She's like, you have to try this. Um,
Great.
I'm not a big gamer. Hubby is a big gamer. But I used to have a NES as a kid.
Oh
Um,
yes.
my mum has still got it in the loft. And we used to
I
crack it
know.
out. I've got a mini one now. So they released a mini one years ago, so I've got that with my Mario 1, 2, and 3 and things, and Tetris and that on it. But yeah, Switch. Lego Dimensions on the Xbox, I loved. Uh,
Nice.
and Hogwarts Legacy on the
I've
PlayStation.
not played that yet.
Mm.
I was waiting for it to get a bit cheaper. I think Tired Mum just said MMORPGs. I I can't do it anymore
Right.
because
I don't know
I
MMO, but RPGs is role player games, isn't it? What's
yeah,
MMO?
so massive multiplayer online RPGs
That like
like Final
Fortnite
Fantasy
and things
11
like
or no, it wasn't
Fortnite.
11, was it? Yeah, oh my gosh, World of Warcraft,
Okay.
things like that. Um, I get very obsessed with them, and then I have no time for anything else. At
Right.
uni, I used to set my alarm for 4 in the morning to go and do raids with people. So yeah, they drain a lot of time, so I can't do it to myself anymore.
My
No.
husband, he tried to. We played Call of Duty once together because I was like, "What is this all about?"
Galaxies.
And
Sorry.
literally, it's all right. Literally, I had my gun in the air because I couldn't control it. I was like, "Nice up, this guy was already behind me, about to kill me." So we generally don't play together. We did a bit of Minecraft together and built like a
Oh, I
little
love it.
castle. But yeah, gaming is but it is like you'll look at the clock or especially I find in this sort of weather, you'll start at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and by the time it's gone dark and it's 7 o'clock at night, and you're like, where did those 5 hours go?
Exactly, exactly. I'm waiting. I've actually got a cup. So these are the Hobbs from Fable,
Oh,
and
okay.
Fable 4 is coming out at some point. I don't know when, but that will be a drain on my life because yes, I'm
Yeah.
very excited.
I
But
think
yeah,
Christmas time I might do a bit of Hogwarts Legacy and Animal Crossing, but yeah, the Lego games and things like that. Lego Harry Potter, I love to play that, but hubby and I played that for the first time together, and he went and got like the last achievement without me when I was at the gym. It was
oh,
like defeat Voldemort as Voldemort, and I was like, you just completed that game without.
oh my gosh, of all the games to do as well.
I was like, you
Oh,
don't even like Harry Potter.
oh my gosh, it's even worse. What is Legacy like then? Have you been enjoying it?
Yeah, I mean, I have to say we have cheat switched on mine. I can't honestly. Because I'm not a gamer. I wouldn't be able to do it without. Like I've got like the multi rapid kit. Like when you're coming across like spiders in the forest and things, I would
Ah,
die straight away. So we have got a few cheats on. Let's say, just because it's more enjoyable for me that way. Because I'm not going to be that committed to it like every night or whatever. It's
mm.
it is really good. Although there's a game in there that's like you have to roll. I can't remember what they call it, but you have to roll a ball, and it was so frustrating. We kept trying to do it, and we couldn't work out. And I was like, "How do you complete? What do you do here?" He's got much further than me already, and again, he's playing that, and he doesn't like Harry Potter.
That's amazing.
I have learnt to fly. And I've also flown on a Thestral, so that I need to go back to
Nice.
where I am. But Yeah, but it's because it's one of those stories that obviously there's a lot of talking, and end up getting a bit fed up, and I do the skip through the talking, and it's like, "You're meant to
Ah,
immerse
yeah.
yourself in the game." I'm like, "No, this is taking too long." But it is good. It's good. Yeah, sorry,
Oh,
it's on
brilliant.
PC actually, not on the PlayStation because, it's on Steam. Yeah, we've got it on
Yeah,
Steam. Mm, yeah.
nice.
I think we set myself up an account. I bought the game, but then he could use it on his Steam or something. I don't know. You know what it's like.
Yeah, me and my
Only
partner
pay
do
for it
that, it's quite
once because
handy.
it's enough, isn't it? Mm. So there you go. There's our other hobbies.
Yeah,
Um,
amazing. Animal Crossing.
okay, we'll tap each other up for that later. I might
Yeah.
finish that. Okay, so following on from that, therefore, then bucket list Lego kit.
Oh, yeah, for
Your
me, it's the typewriter, definitely. I
nice.
love that kit. Oh, I like it because it's interactive. I mean, I know it's not super interactive, but I really like that.
The fact
And
that it all moves,
the
isn't it? And the thing goes.
yeah, yeah, the Lego Titanic actually used, the lettering from the typewriter
Oh,
as
okay.
the Titanic thing.
Yeah.
So when I saw those as well, I was like, "Oh, yeah, I really want that kit." But I don't know if it's still available. I haven't
Yeah,
checked.
yeah, I believe it is. Yeah, they sometimes go hard to find, don't they? Lego, like when they sort
Yeah,
of not de-release is not the word, but when they take them off, some they take off really quick. Like I
the
think they're
Star
getting rid.
Wars ones.
Yeah, and a lot of the Harry Potters, like they've only released them this year, and they're coming off at the end of this year. I think they see how many units
Oh,
maybe they sell, and then they just retire them quite quickly. So I've just seen leaks for some of the new ones that are coming in the new year. Yeah.
oh, oh no.
I think
What's your
because
bucket list one?
yeah, well, I tend to buy mine. That's the bad thing. I've got the full size, the big Hogwarts castle. That's upstairs in the craft room.
Beautiful.
That was 39 bags of Lego, and I started it I think in the August September, and then I finished it just before Christmas, and then I had to move it off the dining table so we could have Christmas dinner on the dining table. That was very stressful. It splits into two parts, but still, as you will attest, moving anything Lego that's that big. I
Mm,
mean, I was dusting. I took all my 5 shelves off the other day and dusted them all, and that was just like I think I was telling you, wasn't I? I was like, "This is just." I've got Diagon Alley as well. Um,
wow.
I think for me, bucket list wise, it's probably things that they haven't like made yet. Like I'm very much into my space theme. I've just bought like the shuttle landing one. Again, no room for it, but it was about to go and retire, so I was like, I've got to buy this. Um, I think something big and spacey for me. I mean, I would love, and they haven't. I don't think they've ever done this, but like you can get those ones that move that are the solar system that move around. Oh, hi, scary Spidey MR.
Hello, welcome
Bye,
in.
my lives for Advent. Sorry, that might
Yes.
be me confusing you. Don't worry, this will be on video after. It'll be on so you can catch up at your leisure. At
Go
your
pirates,
Lego
love
pirate.
it.
Yeah, I think I want one of those sort of almost turning constellation-y. Do you know what I mean? Where you've got
Oh, like the solar system type
yes, yeah.
model. Yeah. Oh, that'd
Not
be good.
explaining it very well, but yeah, solar
I know what
system
you mean.
around in its orbit type thing. But where I'd
Oh,
put that, God knows. I need a bigger house. I need a whole house for Lego.
yeah. That's it, isn't it?
Yeah, 5 p.m. for Advent. Sorry, guys, that's me confusing because yeah, 5 p.m. is me doing my Advents every day. Sorry. Don't worry, it will record. I think that
Oh
what happens is
no.
it goes private afterwards, and I have to make it public. We sussed that out last week, didn't we? And then it'll go on, and then Emily will share it to her playlist as well. So yeah, got tired of the
Yeah.
dusting. I've got
Mm.
some of my Lego in little boxes, so like little acrylic, like all my little minifigures. But I mean, to get a box to put some of these sets in is just as expensive as the sets.
Titanic's not ever gonna have a box big enough.
You know, there is one Wicked Brick online. Do them for you probably would find one, but like the Lego one for the Hogwarts, I think it was £180 for the acrylic box to put it in.
Gosh, that's a
I mean,
lot.
when I bought the kit, it was 350. It's now gone up to about
Mm.
420, I think, for the full Hogwarts. So you
Yeah.
know, I mean, as kids, we didn't have expensive Lego. I mean, I remember getting Paradisa, which was girls' Lego, and a couple of little sets, but it was just too expensive, and it still is.
Mm.
But I think that's the thing as an adult, and I don't, I haven't got kids. I
Yeah,
can spend
same.
my money on what I want, but and people will see it as spending a lot of money on Lego. But so mindful for me sitting there. I love building it, and I take my time, and yeah,
Mm. Yeah,
Just
I go through the wonderful moments of because I don't want to dust them, I take them apart and put them away. Titanic's been out for nearly a year now, so that'll probably get taken apart and put away, and then
Big
I'll
Bang
make it again next year.
yeah,
Oh, The
that's the
Big
thing,
Bang Theory,
I
yes.
bought it on eBay. I got myself a complete set because my friend wanted it. I bought it for her 30th, never having watched Big Bang Theory, and then she told me to watch it, loved it, and found a full complete set on eBay. It was used, but it had just been built, stored, and then taken apart. Um,
Brilliant.
but they are going for quite a bit of money. But yeah, have a look on eBay and just keep like a search set up because you will find a bargain. Um,
Mm,
yeah, Big Bang Theory one is a cute little one.
I
Yeah.
like that one, yeah.
Yeah, Lego,
Oh,
slight obsession.
another rabbit hole, isn't it?
So I think that is all our questions that we had. So have we got
Yeah,
I don't if there's nothing else I don't think that's cropped up. Let's just have a
I
look,
think
check
we've
in.
managed to
It's not bad going. We've overrun by 15 minutes.
oh, that's not too bad, not too bad.
No, and we just like a little chat.
We sure
Yeah.
do. We're both wafflers, as you said.
Yeah. Don't ever step on Lego. That's the worst thing, isn't it?
Oh, no, no.
That's what I had to do with my that made me just
Oh,
reminded me. When I was building my Hogwarts castle, I had to make sure I finished a bag because when I had a Harry Potter jigsaw on the table, hubby would do
yeah.
little bits of it after I'd gone to bed. He'd walk past and find bits. So I made sure with my Lego that I finished a whole bag because he was gonna then start, I know, adding bits. And I was like, it's my thing. We got him the Optimus Prime Transformer in the end. He's a
Nice,
yeah, he
nice.
Transformers, so he's got that in his office. So we're just waiting. I think he would love more of those to come out, but yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I've got him on
I've
site.
just seen who is Patrick, Emily. Patrick is a giant polar bear stuffy that I I was messing around with the video when I was editing yesterday's video, and I noticed every time I was leaning forward, his little face was appearing behind me.
Patrick the
So I
Postman.
thought I thought I'd just let him introduce himself. I was having a bit of a play, so thank you for noticing. I didn't know if anybody would.
Sometimes
But
I
yeah.
get Jasper the Rabbit sometimes if he's I haven't got him
Oh.
today because he can be known to chew things and then I'd have to go off and shout at him. Um, he chewed
Oh,
the
he's
sofa
so
like before it was a year old. We had to get it repaired. But yeah, so I sometimes usually he will come up on the top of the sofa.
oh.
Legoland Windsor, I did it years ago. I'd love to
Oh,
go
you've
back.
never been?
Yeah, I'd love to go back because it's a lot better now. Again, quite expensive though, isn't it, to get in? It's about 40 or 50 quid for an adult ticket, I think, to get in.
Is
But
it now?
they've got all the little sort of obviously they've built like a Lego town, haven't they? And they've
Mm.
got rides and things there. I think I last went, yeah, probably about 20 years ago now, something like that.
Oh, wow, yeah,
I'd
we should
love to
probably
go
go,
in
to be fair.
Lego store in London, the one in Leicester Square, but every time I've been, it's queuing to get in.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
every time I've been the same.
Yeah, but they've got like a gorgeous Big Ben in the window,
Oh,
and it's like 3 floors because it's all just been done out. I have to plan to go on like a weekday, like in the middle of, I don't know, March or something when nobody's around.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
yeah, I'd like to go there, but yeah, that would
Mm.
mean more money probably being spent and more kit because do they have special? I'm guessing they might have specials at these particular places that you can buy.
Oh, yeah, possibly,
Mm,
possibly.
yeah. That's another one.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah, I don't think we've gone through our questions. Have you guys got any more questions you would like us to ask?
Mm.
I mean, if you guys like these, we will do some more as well. We're happy to have a
Oh,
little
yeah.
waffle and a chit chat together.
Oh, oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, you went just after the Village Palace was at half. Oh, that's so
Oh,
cute.
bless. Oh, that's so nice.
Oh, yeah, because they've got a Big Ben and a Buckingham Palace and everything, haven't they? At Legoland. Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, I mean, we're happy to do more of these. So you guys just have a watch, and if you're coming back and to watch back later, yeah, I hope you enjoyed our waffling on.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I
yeah, we're
enjoyed.
happy whether we do these sort of every couple of months. We said we think we might. We had a little discussion, didn't we, Emily, about maybe doing this after Christmas or maybe in between Christmas and New Year to see how we've both got on with the Toft Advent.
Yes, yeah,
Because you're going to try and keep up with that, aren't you? Have you already done your bit for today?
I have, yeah. No, lips are sealed.
I've got to, I haven't opened mine yet. We've got 40 minutes to find out and avoid spoilers.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how you managed to avoid spoilers. It's all over
I
Instagram.
think I think these weekend ones I'm gonna have to open earlier. Oh, love the waffle, thank you. We do
Thank
love
you.
open earlier and then just kind of come back and say to you guys and be honest, be like, I've opened it already because it is so difficult. Like I said to you, I think I went into Instagram earlier and quickly closed my eyes and came out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easier on a weekday, as you know, because if you're working, like I work till 4 o'clock, so it's easier for me to get
Mm.
away from it. Go, yeah, do go and rewatch Scary Spider M. I always have do go back and rewatch because yeah, we've just been waffling on and chit chatting. So
We
yeah,
sure have. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So maybe we'll try and plan a Toft post Advent
Yeah.
because it'd be interesting to see the differences as well. Because I know that I got together with two of my
Yes.
friends last year and we all did the Advent and we all had different sizes and it was really interesting. So
Oh, brilliant. Oh,
mm,
yeah, yeah. I'm excited.
yeah, so I'm planning on trying and keep up as well.
As I said, I don't know how you wait until 5 o'clock
I
to
don't
look
know
at
how
it.
to make that. Yeah, no,
Oh.
not that's been done and dusted by now. So yeah, I'm just trying to stick to a routine and a schedule so that at least if people can join along. Because last year I kind of just did it willy nilly, and of course nobody knows
Mm.
when you're running your lives. And hopefully you have enjoyed your first live, Emily.
I have actually, yeah. I wasn't as nervous as thought I was gonna be. I was like, "Oh, no, it's gonna be
And
terrible,"
Wi-Fi's
but I
been all
did well.
good.
I know. Phew. Really relieved.
Yeah, so yeah, you can then go off and do some of your own lives if you want to now.
I might do.
Make sure you let us know when, because we'll all want to come along and watch.
I will do. I'm looking forward to yours.
Yeah,
I'm
thank you.
enjoying your is it curate crochet box?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was
Oh,
gonna be like a
amazing.
Tunisian crochet hook when I opened it yesterday because that's kind of what it felt like, but yeah, it's, I texted my friend Steph and I was like, "Have you opened yours yet?" She's like, "Yeah." She's like, "What?" I was like, "Well, we get all the bits, so I think Monday we'll be crocheting something."
Oh,
Um,
nice.
so we'll
Nice.
find out what we're actually making, so it'll be interesting to see what today's is, whether it's yarn or what, I don't know.
I'm
We'll find
excited.
out in less than an hour. Oh, well, I'm guessing if nobody else has got any questions, we will, yeah, if you guys are happy, we will. Is it an ornament? I honestly do not know. No idea. I'm gonna find it. You've got to stick
Mm.
with me every day until we find out what we're making. No idea. Um,
Discover along the way.
yeah, exactly. Which is quite nice. Different way to do it for sure.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah, if nobody else has got any questions, we're probably all good to finish up. I'm gonna refresh my tea before my next live at 5 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, get everything charged up again.
Yeah, get everything ready to go. Hubby hasn't walked in from football. He probably will soon. That's more what I'm trying to think. I'm thinking like he walks in when I'm in the middle of doing my videos, and he's like, "Oh, sorry."
Yeah. I think my partner's still at work, bless him.
Oh god, hope they get back soon.
I'm so grumpy about it, to be honest. It's
Yeah.
not on. Yeah.
So, well,
But
thank
there
you
we go.
all for joining who joined live, and thank you for those who are probably coming back and watching this on rewatch, maybe tonight after you've had your tea and everything. But thank you very much to Emily for agreeing to do this because I know lives was a new thing for you. Um, oh, you can share with me. Yep, spoilers. And yeah, if you guys enjoy, we'll try and schedule another one for sure. I think we're both up for that, and we both
Definitely.
enjoyed
Oh,
that.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So happy Advent. I will be seeing you shortly. And I know Emily, have you posted your Vlogmas for today yet? Has that gone up or is that going up later?
Not yet. I was
Right.
producing it, like I'd edited it in the
Yeah.
software and it was producing, but my computer was making too much noise, so I had
You
to
turned it off.
stop it.
Well, we
So
can let you
it
get back to
will be
that.
up later on this evening, yeah.
So go check Emily's video for a Vlogmas later. And yeah, we just thank you very much, you guys. I think I've really
Thank
enjoyed
you so
myself and I'm
much.
pretty sure you have as well, haven't you, Emily?
I have. I'm so grateful. Thank you all for watching. And as Michelle said, thank you all for watching in the rewatch as well. Drop us some comments,
Yeah,
drop us any questions for the next time as well, and we'll get those answered.
for sure.
Yeah, it's been
Wow.
great.
Fab. Well, we'll catch you all again soon, I'm sure. And yeah, thank you very much, Emily. And
Thank
we'll see
you.
you again next time.
Yeah.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.